You do not ruin your life all at once. You ruin it slowly, in comfortable decisions, in delayed starts, in excuses that sound reasonable enough to believe, in habits so small they seem harmless. In days that feel insignificant, they quietly become your future. This is how most people lose. Not through failure, through drift. They wait to feel ready. They wait for clarity. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment to begin becoming who they said they wanted to be. And while they wait, life moves. The body changes. The mind adapts. The standards are lower. The fire weakens. One day they wake up and realize something terrifying. They are living a life they can explain, but not a life they respect. Because deep down, every human being knows the difference between exhaustion and effort. It is a balance between being busy and being on purpose, between chasing comfort and building something meaningful. And that difference is everything. A goal is not just an achievement. A real goal is a demand. It demands sacrifice. It demands structure. It demands honesty. It demands that you confront the version of yourself that loves fantasy more than discipline. This is why so many people love the idea of greatness, but avoid the process that could produce it. Because goals are not conquered in inspiration. They are conquered in identity. And until your mindset changes, your future will keep getting built by your current habits. The moment you choose a serious goal, your life changes. Not because you have achieved anything yet, but because direction reorganizes the mind. Most people are tired not because they are working too hard. They are tired because they are divided. One part of them wants growth. Another wants ease. One part wants the future. Another wants comfort now. And this inner conflict drains the soul. A meaningful goal ends that confusion. It gives suffering a purpose. Suddenly, waking early means something. Saying no means something. Training when you do not feel like it means something. Loneliness, repetition, uncertainty. All of it becomes bearable when it is in service of a future you have chosen. That is what goals do. They gather scattered energy. They convert vague desire into direction. They turn hope into structure. They force your attention to stop wandering and start aiming. But here is the truth most people do not want to hear. The goal itself is never the deepest reward. The deepest reward is what you have to become in order to deserve it. The discipline, the restraint, the patience, the emotional control, the ability to keep moving when results are invisible. This is why chasing a worthy goal can save a person. Not because achievement makes you valuable, because pursuit can make you honest. It reveals how much you actually want, how consistent you actually are, how you respond to difficulty, whether you are led by purpose or by mood. A real goal is a mirror, and most people spend their lives avoiding mirrors. Your greatest enemy is usually something other than lack of talent. It is self-deception. It is knowing what matters and pretending you do not. It is saying you want more, while protecting the habits that keep you small. It is calling distraction rest, calling fear overthinking. They call avoidance waiting for the right time. Comfort is dangerous because it does not feel like destruction. It feels earned. It feels harmless. It feels like one more night off, one more scroll, one more delay, one more tomorrow. But comfort compounds, and so does mediocrity. Every time you betray a commitment to yourself, you weaken trust in your word. Every time you choose the easy thing over the necessary thing, you cast a vote for a weaker identity. This is how ambition dies. Not in tragedy, in convenience. And then there is distraction. The modern world profits from your lack of focus. Every platform wants your attention. Every algorithm wants your impulses. Every notification interrupts the long, difficult, sacred process of becoming. You say you want a better future, but your attention reveals your real priorities. This is why wisdom matters, because motivation without wisdom burns hot and disappears. Wisdom teaches you what to ignore, what to protect, what to build, what to endure. Without wisdom, you chase everything. With wisdom, you choose, and that choice becomes power. There is a foolish way to chase goals, and there is a wise way. The foolish way is ego-driven. It is fueled by comparison, insecurity, and the need to prove something to everyone. It worships intensity but neglects sustainability. It confuses obsession with discipline. It destroys peace, relationships, health, and integrity in the name of winning. That is not mastery. That is imbalance. The wise way is different. It is fierce, but not frantic. Disciplined, but not self-destructive. Ambitious, but not hollow. Wisdom understands timing. It knows that some seasons are for building, some are for enduring, some are for waiting, some are for recovering. And if you cannot respect seasons, you will burn out trying to harvest what you have not planted. Wisdom also understands trade-offs. Every yes costs something. Every goal requires subtraction. You do not rise by wanting more. You rise by carrying only what matters. Less distraction, less drama, less validation seeking, less scattered ambition. A wise person does not chase every opportunity. They choose the few that align with who they are becoming. And that is the key. A worthy goal should not just improve your status. It should improve your character. If your ambition is making you emptier, crueler, more anxious, or more false, it is not wisdom. It is hunger without guidance. The right pursuit will stretch you, but it will also refine you. The real battle is not the big moment. It is an ordinary day. The day when no one is watching. The day when results are absent. The day when you feel flat, uninspired, tired, doubtful. That day is when your future is decided. Because motivation is a spark, it can ignite our passion and drive. Discipline is a system, and systems win. The person who changes their life is not the one who feels the most inspired. It is the one who keeps showing up with a standard, again, and again, and again. This is the part that breaks weak ambition. Repetition. Doing the work before it is exciting, before it is validated, before it will pay off. Progress is often invisible for a long time. That is why most people quit too early. They mistake silence for failure. They mistake slowness for stagnation. They mistake the absence of applause for the absence of growth. But foundations are built underground. Roots deepen before branches rise. Skill is forged in boring hours. Strength is built in private. You must learn to respect invisible progress. You must become the kind of person who can do meaningful work without immediate reward. Because if you only work when it feels good, you will never reach a life that feels good. The daily war is simple. Can you govern yourself when emotion says no? That is discipline. And discipline, repeated long enough, becomes freedom. At some point, the real transformation begins. Not when you hit the goal. Before that. When you stop asking, how do I stay motivated? And start asking, who am I becoming through this? That question changes everything. Because the strongest people are not constantly negotiating with themselves. They do not wake up every morning and debate whether they will honor their commitments. They already decided. That is identity. When discipline becomes identity, effort changes. It becomes cleaner, quieter, more stable. You are no longer a person trying to work hard. You are a person who works with intention. You are no longer a person trying to be focused. You are a person who protects attention. You are no longer a person trying to chase goals. You are a person who finishes what matters. This shift is powerful because identity automates behavior. The mind stops wasting energy on constant internal argument. Action becomes congruent with self-respect. And self-respect is the hidden engine behind all sustainable motivation. When you keep promises to yourself, something grows. Trust. And once you trust yourself, confidence stops being performance. It becomes evidence. Now your posture changes, your speech changes, your standards change. Your tolerance for chaos, excuses, and wasted years begins to disappear. This is what people call transformation. But it is not magic. It is self-authorship. A life built deliberately by someone who finally decided to stop living at the mercy of mood. There are two lives available to you, the one you fantasize about and the one your habits are building. Only one of them is real. So the question is not whether you want more. Everybody wants more. The question is whether you are willing to become more honest, more disciplined, more patient, more uncomfortable, more focused, more worthy of the future you keep talking about. Because your goals are watching. Your future is watching. The younger version of you, the one who once believed in something greater, is watching. And the person you could become is watching too, waiting. Not for your next excuse, not for another speech, not for perfect conditions, for evidence. Evidence that you are serious, evidence that you can endure, evidence that you can choose purpose over mood, structure over chaos, long-term meaning over short-term relief. You do not need a new life overnight, you need a new standard today. One honest promise, one clear priority, 1 hour of focused work, one repeated action that proves you are no longer drifting. That is how powerful lives are built. Not in fantasy, in a decision. So begin. Begin before you feel ready. Begin while doubt is still present. Begin with imperfect conditions and unglamorous effort. Because the truth is simple. The life you want is not built by wishing harder. It is built by becoming stronger. And that work begins now.